If your notebook LM feels random, messy, and a bit overwhelming, this video is for you. Because usually the problem is not that you need more notes, rather, it's that one notebook is trying to do too many jobs at once. And believe me, I have been there. By the end of this video, you'll have a simple way to clean up one messy notebook today using 5 clear steps. And if you want to copy the setup afterwards, I've linked a free cheat sheet below. Let's dive right in. Step 1. Pick one outcome. Before you even open Notebook LM, decide what this notebook is actually for. Generic labels like business ideas, everything I'm working on, or research are just too broad to help you here. You need one clear outcome. For example, plan one lead magnet, organize one workshop, shape one content series, clean up research for one offer. The clearer the outcome, the easier it becomes to know what belongs in the notebook and what does not. And in step 2, that becomes really practical because the notebook name itself should start doing some of that filtering for you. Step 2. Create one notebook with a name that has boundaries. Right, let's jump into Notebook LM and create one notebook. Name it clearly enough that you instantly know what belongs inside it and what doesn't. For this specific demo, I'm calling mine Offer Messaging Research. That name makes the boundary clear straight away. I know this notebook is not for random ideas, not for general business research, and not for everything I'm working on. It has one job, one purpose. And that matters even more once you start adding sources, because this is exactly where most notebooks start getting messy. Step 3. Add only 5 to 10 relevant sources. And this is where a lot of the mess starts. Because when everything feels useful, the temptation is to dump everything in, right? But more sources do not automatically create more clarity. So I'd start with just 5 to 10 useful sources. For a notebook called Offer Messaging Research, the sources should all help me improve how I talk about one offer. To make this even more clear, mention your specific offer. For example, pickleball course, offer messaging research. The sources might include my draft offer copy, a few audience questions, and here you can use Perplexity or a similar research AI tool to help. 3 top competitor examples, as you see here, and maybe feedback or objections I keep hearing. But I would not mix in unrelated course notes, random content ideas, or admin workflows, because then the notebook starts losing focus. So that's what better inputs equals better outputs really means here. Not more information, but rather more relevant information. Once those sources are clean, step 4 is the thing that makes the notebook actually useful, because a vague question will still give you vague output. So step 4, ask this, not give me ideas. A vague prompt won't help much here. So instead of asking, give me ideas or summarize this, or something like this. Based on these sources, what themes, objections, questions, or gaps keep coming up? And what should I focus on first to strengthen my offer messaging? That question is much more useful because it is so focused. It gives NotebookLM a clear job, a clear goal, and it gives you something more practical than a long list of generic ideas. I've also included this prompt in the free cheat sheet below. Because the answer is being pulled from the material inside this notebook, it's much more likely to be useful to this specific job. And now, step 5. Save one insight, not everything. This is where the notebook starts becoming genuinely useful. When NotebookLM gives you something helpful, the goal is not to save everything, because if you save every decent idea, you just create a second layer of clutter. Instead, save one thing that gives you direction, one useful insight, one decision, one next move. So for this demo, I'd ask the focus prompt, wait for the response, highlight the part that feels most actionable, click Save to Note. I then have the one thing I want to build from next. This is the shift. You're choosing the one insight that deserves your attention now, instead of collecting 10 ideas you probably won't act on. So, let's look at the difference. Before, vague notebook name, mixed sources, random questions, too many saved notes, and no clear focus. Afterwards, one notebook, one outcome, a few relevant sources, one useful prompt, and one saved insight. Same tool, very different experience. And here is where it gets more useful. Once I've saved one strong insight, I'm no longer staring at a messy notebook, wondering what to do next. Now I can actually build from it. So for this same notebook, I might ask follow-up questions like, can you turn this into 3 clearer messaging angles? And get a response for that? Or what objection am I not answering clearly enough? And get a useful output for that. And if I want a faster visual overview, I can generate a mind map from the same notebook and quickly see the main themes, objections, and gaps in one place. Or if I want to step away from the screen, I can use audio overview to hear the main patterns in a more conversational format. So the goal is not to use every feature. The goal is to make one notebook clear enough that the features actually become useful. That's why the structure comes first. If you want to copy this setup, I've linked the free NotebookLM organization cheat sheet below. It gives you the 5-step structure, the exact prompt, and a simple rule that keeps your notebook from getting messy again. One notebook, one outcome, one clear direction. And if you find that even with a cleaner system, you're still not sure which direction to actually build in, this is where TrueLane is designed to help with. It helps you get clearer on which online business path fits your natural strengths before you go deeper into execution mode with NotebookLM or any other AI tool. Let me know in the comments. If you created one clean NotebookLM notebook today, what would you use it for first? Would it be a lead magnet, a workshop, offer research, or something entirely else? I hope this video helped, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.